What's up, family? What's up, family? What's up, family? It's your boy Greg live, and I'm in the building, live and direct. Welcome back to the ultimate YouTube channel. We built this country, where we will feature all of our historical contributions and how they still make an impact in society today. Now, on this channel, every week, we're going to feature a new historical figure and describe their contribution to show how we built this country. Now, understand this. You can go out and you can read all these books and stuff like that you want, but all I ask is that you come in here with me for a minute, and as I do my research, I share it with you, and maybe you might hear about that historical figure that you want to learn more about. I will include all of the different contact information below, where I got all my research, the books, everything that you're going to need. All right, now hold on. Now, before I continue, I need everybody to look down, look down, and I need you to hit that thumbs up button. When you hit that button, it's gonna give me an idea of how many people are into what I'm doing, and they'll encourage me to just keep going, and all it takes is a few seconds. If I did a good job, you just hit the thumbs up button. Now, if you really like what I'm doing, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. When you hit the subscribe button, that way I know you'll get notifications every week when I put the next episode out. I know that you're gonna get your information. You're gonna get that good food. Also, I wanna make sure that we reach the 1,000 subscriber goal that I have for the channel. So I wanna make sure that y'all help me to hit that right there. And when we get in there real fast, let's keep it bubbling, and let's make sure that we all just stay part of the movement. Now today, we're gonna have a real good conversation. It took me a few minutes to try to figure out who I was gonna get into, because there's so many just intriguing characters, just all these people in history that I'm learning about. Some I knew, some I'm finding out about. But this guy right here I thought was so practical, and I can tie him in to exactly what your everyday life looks like, that you will know that he built this country. And the person that we're gonna talk about, I'm gonna be honest, at the end of this, I might have a Mount Rushmore of inventors. And if I have a Mount Rushmore of inventors, this guy's probably gonna be on it. What we're gonna talk about right now, we're gonna get into Mr. Frederick Jones. Mr. Frederick McKinley Jones was a black inventor who changed both the cinema and refrigeration industry. Now, during Jones's life, he patented over 60 inventions in several different fields, but 40 of those patents were in refrigeration. This is the inventor most known for inventing the first automatic refrigeration system for trucks. But wait till I break this down for you. Mr. Jones was born on May 17th, 1893 in Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, when he was 9, his mother passed away. His father was having a difficult time maintaining with him, so he took him over to like the little seminary, the church, and gave him over to the priest. He stayed with the priest there till he was about 16 years old. But once he was 16, he needed to get out and get into the world. Now, he already had this kind of tinkering type of attitude, always curious about stuff, but did not have a formal education. So watch how this unfolds. Jones started working as a mechanic's helper at a garage in Cincinnati. Now, he spent most of his time observing the mechanics while they worked, learning as much as he possibly could. Now, this led Jones to develop an incredible base of knowledge about automobiles, because within the next 3 years, his skills and passion for cars got him a promotion to the shop foreman. Mind you, he came in, didn't know nothing. He just was smart. But he paid attention for 3 years. Next thing you know, he's the boss. By the age of 19, Jones built and drove several cars during the racing exhibition. Now, this is what was funny about that. While he was at that garage, he was dealing with the racism. This was Jim Crow. This is back in the day. But he was dealing with it. But he was like, I'll tell you right now, when we on that track, everything's equal. And what do you think happened when they got on that track? What do you think happened? He dominated. That's what happened. Every time he would race, he'll whoop their ass. That's what was going on. And they had a problem. They was giving him a little bit of grief. So after that, he went off to World War I, and as a sergeant in the Army, he went and got some skills as being an electrician. So in 1919, after he was discharged from the Army, he moved over to Minnesota where he began studying electronics even further. Now later, he built a transmitter for a local radio station. Now let me tell you how that really works. He wasn't even really a guy that was like, hey, I'm setting out to make this great invention and rule the world. Somebody'd be like, yo, my radio not working. And he would just fix it, but make it really dope. But he would do it for big stuff, for companies and people who own businesses. But let me continue. Now, sadly, like a lot of Jones' early inventions, he never thought to apply for a patent. Then all of a sudden, he witnessed other men making vast amounts of money off of different versions of the same device. So that's when he started getting hip to the game, because some of the things he was already doing was getting out there. Now, another thing that he had did, and I thought this was pretty cool, is, you know, when you go to the movies and they press the button for the movie you getting and the ticket thing pop out? Yo, this guy made that. It was a little thing. He said, well, look, man, it's kind of annoying trying to rip those little tickets off. I'm gonna make a little thing that shoots the tickets out. You just give it to the people real quick. Boom. He went and did that right there. Now think about this. In 1927, he got up with this other guy that was looking at him, this guy named Joseph Numero. And he hired him because he just said, hey man, I need to see who made this thing right here. And what was cold about it, when the guy walked in the office, he was looking past him like, hey, you know, because he thought they was playing a joke with him, like, who's this black guy? But it was the genius called Frederick Jones that walked up on him. So he hired him as an electrical engineer. Now, Numero's company, they made sound equipment for movie houses. Now, at the time, the movies was out, but they didn't have sound to go with the movies. They didn't know how to layer that on top. So since that was a little problem, Jones took the silent movie theater and turned it into a talking projector by using some scrap parts. And all of a sudden now the movies that you see today and you hear the voice to go along with the picture, oh yeah, that's Frederick Jones. Yeah, that's Frederick Jones. Now after he invented that, gave it to the guy, he made the ticket dispensing machine that's made at movie theaters. He sold those patent rights over to RCA. You see they still use that to this day. So he didn't really know how to go get the bag, but he knew how to create something, and that's what we're focused on. Now, later on, Numero and Jones, Numero saw the value of Jones. Numero knew how to do the business. Jones knew how to make things pop off. He knew how to get it bubbling. So he said, hey, we're gonna go into this company together, and they started a company called the U.S. Thermo Control Company. He had Jones as the vice president, and what it is, there was a big challenge with food, and he was like, hey man, can you make a way to keep food fresh until we get it to market and stuff like that? And so what happened is Jones developed a device that would allow large trucks to transport perishable goods without spoiling. Thus, Thermo King was born. Now, it would later be modified and be outfitted for trains, boats, ships, and other things. But see, you have to understand this. That right there revolutionized what you take for granted today. See, one thing that people fail to realize is that when he made this item here, it revolutionized the world in one fell single swoop. Because understand this, when he created the air-conditioned truck that you see today riding, bringing your perishable goods across, he transformed the shipping and grocery business overnight. The first supermarket came because he made that. When they would make stuff, they had to have stuff local, because if you took it too far in a hot truck, it would go bad and be spoiled by the time you get there. When he made it, the goods that you get now in whatever town you live in, that stuff is shipped in from other places in a refrigerated truck. You know who you thank for that? Frederick Jones. That's who you think for that. Because then he put it on planes. Then he put it on boats. Then you can ship things globally. Do you see these billions and these trillions of dollars? Do you see how Frederick Jones built this goddamn country? Do you see that? So let me explain this right here. Frederick Jones's refrigeration system allowed food to be transported over long distances any time of the year. Also, the frozen food industry. That wouldn't exist because there was no way to keep it cold. But when he did that, the frozen food industry was born. We know we still use that to this day. And for the first time, consumers can enjoy fresh foods from all around the globe because of U.S. Thermo. And that company became a multi-million-dollar company, by the way. Let me tell you how much better it gets. Now, during the war, now mind you, he served in World War I. And in World War I, he did some cool stuff and stuff like that while he was out there. But World War II, they came back to him like, hey man, can you do something for us while we out here in the field, man? Man, he came out there and made refrigeration for them in the field so they can keep their food cold out there, lace their trucks up with the refrigeration. But what he also did is he also set up refrigeration for the blood. And because he created that, somebody we're going to talk about later, Dr. Charles Drew, was able to go ahead, take blood that I talked about on the previous episode. Now he can take the blood and store it safely. So if there's ever an accident, there's something going on in the battlefield, they got fresh blood that doesn't go bad because of the heat. It doesn't go bad. Now, y'all know this man should have trillions of dollars by now, right? Y'all know he should have trillions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Because as you can clearly see, without his contribution, all these other multi-billion trillion dollar industries would not be there. Now, of course, as time goes on February 26, 1961, Mr. Frederick Jones passed away. But when he passed away, he had more than 60 patents. Now, of course, after he passed away, they gave him the posthumous award, Medal of Technology and stuff like that. And he was the first inventor to get that. But I'd rather him get the bag and have the legacy for his family for years and years to come. I bet you Mr. Numero got it. I bet you Mr. Numero got his. But anyway, let me continue. See, here's the thing. And the reason I go through and I share these things with you, and the main point of why I do it, is because I'm always getting this thing or people trying to explain that what do black people do? All they do is shoot up each other and stuff like that. And I call bullshit. I know that that's not real. I know that's not real. That's propaganda that's on TV. And if I sit by and just watch it happen and be angry about it, we're all going to be dumbed down. So I decided to do something about it. I'm an action type of guy. I decided to do something about it because let me tell you something. And let me make sure you got this lesson strong. Black people were the social and economic engine that drove and developed this country. We cleared the land. We picked the cotton. We moved the rocks. We chopped down the trees. We built the bridges and the roads. We built the buildings. We built everything in this goddamn country. And I'm telling you, by the time I'm done, you're gonna know that too, family. I'm out.